It's Wednesday, May the 18th. Lake level's about 9:15 3/4. Come up about 5-6 inches in the last couple days. We had several inches of rain, so I'm surprised that's all that came up. But I guess we really needed the rain as the ground soaked it up pretty good. But I don't think it's going to get much higher than that. As far as the water temperature's actually cooled down quite a bit. It was 64, 65 degrees when I put in this morning, about 67 when I took out. Now, Friday last week, it was right at 70 degrees first thing in the morning, for several days, but it got colder the first part of the week. Before I get into the fishing report, Lou's is having a grand opening tomorrow at 1:30 in their national headquarters at Springfield. They've got a new museum that they're opening up. And about half the museum is a lot of history into the Lou's and the Lou's family. And the other half it's got a lot of Ozark heritage there. It's got a lot of stuff like from J.D. Fletcher, a lot of his old lures, just a lot of different lures that were actually made here in Springfield, and it's just got a lot of Ozark heritage on these White River lakes. So if you get a chance, you need to go out and stop by there. It's also the home of Sportsman Factory Outlet there in Springfield. And they're going to have, I think the ceremony's at 1:30, but then they're going to have some drinks and some snacks. And they're also going to be giving out a 10% in-store coupons if you're there. But if you get a chance and you can't get in there tomorrow, the museum is going to be open all the time. It's a really neat setup. You need to go in there and check it out. It's got a bunch of nostalgia, on fishing on the Ozarks. Different people, different lures. Pretty interesting deal, so you need to check it out. And as far as the fishing, when that water's cooled down, it seems like it's slow. My topwater bite was just starting to get good, my swim bait bite, and a lot of different things like that were starting to happen. Seems like they've kind of slowed down. There's still a lot of fish spawning. Some of the fish we've caught the last few days, and we've caught some good ones. Some of them have not spawned yet, some of the largemouths that we caught. A lot of the Kentuckies still haven't spawned. A lot of the fish we're catching on Ned rigs, little 4-inch grubs, little 2.8 Kitex. A lot of those fish are still in there pretty shallow. Some of them still garden fry. And they seem to be mostly males. But they're, mixed in with them, you'll catch an occasional largemouth that hadn't spawned yet. Several different things that were starting to happen last week, along with the topwater bite. I was starting to catch them on a flutter spoon. Starting to catch them on a swim bait out on more of the secondary points. Kind of the same areas that you'd fish a month or so ago where the fish were coming in and staging the spawn. Some of the fish that are getting done are going back out to them same areas and starting to rest up. Like I said, a lot of the shad were also trying to spawn, but with that water cooling down, it seems like it's really slowed that down as well. And I found the last couple of days the shad are a little bit deeper. Therefore, my topwater bite hadn't been real consistent. So I think as soon as that water warms up a few more degrees, a lot of that's going to kick back in. And something that we'll throw out in them same areas, along with the swim bait, is the flutter spoon. Now, if you're curious about how we fish this flutter spoon, I did a video last year with a local guide, Bill Beck, and you can go to my website, Hooked on Bass, and you can go on there and find the video. But it's got about a 15-minute deal of how to rig the bait, what type of structure we fish it on. But a lot of the ones we throw is the old Strike Kings, if you can find them. And then the old Dixie Jet spoon has been reintroduced. Sportsman Factory Outlet, I think John Mooney up there at Fin and Feather also carries them. And I usually throw either a white or a chrome. And like I say, we drop it down in the trees, fish it for suspended fish around the pole timber. Now on the swim baits, I'll have you zoom in here. We're throwing a lot of different swim baits and a lot of different heads. This is one that my buddy Mike Knight makes. It's about a 3.5. It's kind of a smoke one. Throwing a Kitech, anywhere from we're throwing a 2.8 on the light line stuff, On the heavier line, I'm throwing anywhere from a 3.8 up to like a 5.8. And the different heads I like to use, here's one we'll use on the light line stuff. It's a little 3/16 ounce fish head or underspin. And we'll put a 2.8 Kitech on that. Now, the ones I use for the bigger swim baits, this one is a VMC. It's got a little smaller hook. Got little wire keepers up here that hold the bait on real good. This one is a Revenge. I'll use this on the bigger swim baits. It's got a lot bigger hook. And it works better on the bigger baits. And depending on how deep I want to fish it, depends on what size head I'll throw. I'll throw anywhere from 3/8 to a 1/2 ounce. And most all the swim baits are all shad patterns that I'm throwing. I'm just trying to get them down 8 to 10 feet. Some of them on main lake secondary points, and a lot of them in the centers of these pockets, in the same area that the fish have spawned. Before they move out to the secondary and main lake points, they just kind of back out in the middle of the pockets and rest up, and that's where I'm catching some out there as well. You know, right now it's a tough deal to do. You don't get a lot of bites, but you do get some quality. As far as also yesterday with the wind blowing, we caught quite a few fish on square bills. We caught them on top water, anywhere from 2 to 4 feet of water, throwing a whopper plopper and a spook. And something I've been throwing is a Strike King makes it. It's about the size of a Spook Junior. It's called a Sexy Dog. Bone color been working real good for me. Now the topwater baits I was throwing out over the trees were some of the same baits, along with a jointed redfin thunder stick as well. Looks like pretty much most of the rain is out, but the spawn is going to continue on, I believe, for several weeks. There's still a lot of fish that have not spawned, several that are in there spawning right now. So with weather's going to warm up, just a lot of different things happen, and it's a lot easier to get a bite now and catch several fish than it was a few weeks ago. Also, if you go to Sportsman Factory Outlet in Luce to the museum for their opening tomorrow, I believe Guido and Dion Hibden are going to be there, David Fritz. There's going to be a lot of nationally known fishermen there, so get a chance, stop by, chat with them, and get your 10% coupon for in-store items. So till next week, good luck, good fishing.